A doctor in a white coat strode into the consulting room and announced, "I found a large, aggressive, fast-growing tumour in your colon." It was a bit of a downer after the wonder and excitement of the orbs that I described in my last video. A few minutes later, I walked out of the hospital with an appointment for an operation. And from that moment, a wondrous, huge golden angel stayed with me right up to the operation. It was so comforting, and I could see it and feel it every moment. After the operation, an initiation began. My guides, my angels, they all stepped back, and no assistance was available except a little golden crested water dragon that stayed with me in order to keep the Christ light flowing for me. That night, after the operation, I had a life review. This was not a light at the end of the tunnel. It was a voice, very clear, taking me through my entire life. At the end, it asked, "Do I want to stay or go?" And I replied, "I don't mind whatever's for the highest good." I did ask if my dogs and my grandchildren would be all right. But that response changed my destiny, though I didn't realize it at the time. The join leaked, and a week later, I found myself back in the operating theatre, and a bit more of my colon was taken out. And then I went through a second life review, much, much deeper than the first one. Again, the voice came in and asked if I wanted to stay or go. Again, I checked about my grandchildren and my dogs. I said, "I don't mind. Whatever's for the highest good." And this too sealed my destiny. I did not know then that I would have a huge change in my life. But I was speedily discharged. I couldn't manage the stoma at all. It constantly leaked. I was going downhill all the time and getting weaker and weaker. A friend was looking after me. She called my son and said that I was dying, but she didn't think I could last the night. He came rushing over. They tried to get medical assistance. Nothing was happening, and I knew that I was going. And then there was a knock on the door, and this voice announced, "Hello, I'm Dr. Raphael." I knew at that moment that things were going to be all right. In no time, I was in hospital. I was in intensive care, or in resus, and then in intensive care. And from that moment, I started to recover. Later, Raphael himself told me that he had impressed on Dr. Raphael to come to me that night. So sometimes something happens that feels like a disaster, and actually it's an initiation to test you wherever you need to be tested, to see if you will move through it so that you can move into a higher frequency and something new can come in for you. Have you ever gone through a test or a challenge like that felt very difficult at the time, but afterwards it changed your life in ways that you couldn't have imagined and takes you into something different? If you could, I'd love you to share your stories, your inspiration. So many people will be helped by it. Do share. And then all sorts of wondrous things happened. Christmas came and the Christ light came into the ward, and I saw it. Do watch and see what happened when not just the Christ light, but Archangel Gabriel came to me to make another shift in my life.